Have you ever noticed that aspect of your mind, your thinking mind or your problem-solving mind, is really active a lot of the time? And in fact, it's kind of pessimistic. It seems to only focus in on those negative things. And if you think about it, it's kind of an important thing for you to have. Its job is to basically get in there, find a problem that may cause you harm, bring it to your attention so that you can do something about it. It's kind of a mode. You're in defensive mode. And this mode can also be exacerbated. It can be irritated or increased if you've recently experienced something that was a challenge, that was difficult, that was traumatic. So what can we do to deal with this mode, this thinking mind? Here is a quick exercise for you to use to address this mode, this way of operating. And when I say mode, what I mean is the way or the manner in which something occurs. And since our mind tends to focus on the negative, we've got to do something to balance the equation. I've talked about a strategy of using a gratitude practice to help to balance this out. If you want to learn more about the gratitude practice on top of this practice, it's right over here. So all I'd really like for you to do, and you can do this anytime, any place, is to, the next time you walk into some place that you've been 100 times before, your bedroom, your kitchen, your car, the drive to work, we're going to add a little bit different component to that. And all I'm going to ask you to do is to pretend like you've never been in your room before, like you've never been in that kitchen before, like you've never taken that route to work before. And simply notice everything as if it was the first time. Almost like being a tourist. You've been here 100 times before, but just try this little exercise and notice. Notice what comes up for you. What's different? What do you see when you go in there? What do you hear? What do you taste? What do you smell? What's the sense of the room when you're in there? What's the sense of the drive on the way in? This brings us into the present moment. Not the place where the thinking mind, this aspect of yourself, operates. It's worried about the future, and it's reflecting on your past. So this exercise allows us a breather, actually getting present to what is happening right now. This thinking operating mode, this thinking mind, problem-solving mind, oriented to the future, looking at the past. So we got to take some time to put in a mindfulness-like activity, very much like what this is, into our daily routine, our daily lifestyle. This should be something we practice as often as we can. And when you're in these moments, just note, what are you taking for granted? This is the balancing act. This is the balancing side. Mind's constantly focusing on what might go wrong. We have to do exercises like gratuity, or this exercise where we just get present, act as if we've never been here before, take in what we see in front of us, and just notice the things that we take for granted, and notice the things that we're actually grateful for. Like this wonderful new office that I'm in. It's just a matter of time before it just becomes the office, the place I have to go to do what I need to do. But I often will do this here, and I've even done it at my other office, where I just stand there and pay attention to what's going on in that present moment. And you'd be surprised by some of the warmth, fulfillment, meaning that comes up for you when you do this. So give this a try. Do it for like 3 days in a row. You don't have to do it forever. I try to do this once or twice a week, and I've been doing it long enough now that I'll find myself doing this without having to remind myself to do it. But if we're trying to build a new habit, we got to put it into a routine. We have to have things help us to establish that pattern so that it becomes a habit. And then you won't have to think about it at all. Learn something, practice it. It'll fall into the system and change what you do. I hope you got a lot out of this. And until the next time, may you be well.